From my side, basically NBR side, I thank our uh, presenter that she recognized my challenge of striking balance. Normally, CPD is very vocal about our shortcoming that we have lowest tax GDP ratio in this country. And unless we increase our tax collection, it will be extremely difficult to implement our SDG goal by 2030. So definitely it is a very difficult task. My first plan is basically uh, to bring back the discipline in our tax administration and to eliminate all the controversial rules and regulations in our tax laws, regulations. And my first 2 months working in that respect suggest me that if I go for massive reform in making the laws, which is basically, you know, reflect the best practice, that will further reduce my tax collection to the great extent. So again, to balance that, basically, what I have to do first that I must reduce tax expenditure. This is the recommendation all the time we get from CPD and all other economists and civil society. So definitely it is a very risky task. Does it mean that I will go for uh, scrapping all the existing tax benefits? Definitely no. We have to set our priorities. Everybody sitting on this uh, room, everybody believe that renewable energy is a must now. And this is the safest and also cheaper. We have also heard about the hurdles. We have 170 million people with a very small land, and land acquisition and giving land is a very difficult kind of thing. So today I was just discussing with my colleague that we should have Ministry of Land representative here and also Ministry of Agriculture. Because whenever you go for land acquisition, the Minister of Agriculture, they are really concerned about reduction of cultivable land, which is very important for us. First, we have to feed our 170 million people, and our farmers are doing fantastic job last 50 years. So if we reduce the land like this, then what should we do? That's why our colleague says that it's not only solar power. We can go for other alternative also, wind power and offshore power as well. Yeah, and so my as a student of business, my understanding is that no business around the world, no investors afraid of tax because tax authority never takes everything. They take a small portion of the income. What is important for the business people is policy consistency. That is important. If they, do their feasibility with some data, and if it keeps changing, that basically giving them trouble. Last 2 months, when I talked with my colleagues in NBR regarding who are dealing with the tax policy, VAT policy, and customs policy, this is what I am trying to instill in their mind every time. Don't change any policy unless you are compelled, because you must give confidence to the investors that the government will not change the rule of the game. So if you change, if you keep changing the goalpost, then it is not a play at all. So I can give you commitment that we will try our level best to maintain this consistency. Again, uncertainty, all uncertainty is not in our hand. Some uncertainty is basically act of God, and because of the other social and political issue that may go out of our hand. But knowingly, as a chairman of NBR, I would say that We will consistently follow the tax incentive that we are providing. Even in future also, we will be providing you whatever regime we are continuing now. We got an request from energy advisor sir, and I spoke with him 2 to 3 times. He's really worried about the continuation of these tax exemptions. Definitely, we'll make sure from our end that it will not be stopped, all the way. So our hope is basically our next generation. We have heard about our delay, our, the investors have to run in many places, and we have delay in our customs, we have delay in bida, we have delay in electricity everywhere. This is not a standalone problem. It is a big problem for, it's a holistic problem of our nation. And good thing is that our hope is our next generation, and they are very serious about the change. They know what to do, and they are pressurizing us like anything. So you all have to come forward. Wherever you are facing problem, please report to us. The government has a very good system of we call GRS, Grievance Redressal System. Anyone can make complaint sitting in his vehicle using his smartphone, and then he can track what has happened to my complaint. But often people are not willing to make any complaint because they are afraid of continuation of their service and all the kind of thing. Unless we can use our 34 million hand, and if we fail to use our 34 million eyes to protect public interest, it will be extremely difficult for the nation to move forward. So this is what basically we need, you know, zero tolerance from everybody. So if you tolerate, you have to take the pain. So unless you say, I'm not going to tolerate anymore and I'm going to report everything, every injustice happened to me, I'll report to someone, you know, in the bureaucracy. I think in my case, in my NBR, I'm advocating all the business people, all the tax practitioners that please use this opportunity and let me know. But I'm not getting, enough and encouraging feedback from our people. But whatever comes to me, I am taking very serious action on that. So this is the message I can give you. Regarding the investment, definitely, it's not only Chinese investment. We thank our Chinese investors. We heard their concern. It's really a very serious issue. And from our policy side, um, our Honorable Joint Secretary clearly explained the background and context of it. So these are the rays of hope that it's not the government. Definitely, the country does exist, the people does exist, and everybody wants to do better. Then, if something is good for the nation, I believe the rational people who are in charge of discharging their duties, across the government, definitely they will take rational decision.